Hello and welcome back, or welcome if you're new. If you're new here, my name is Elena. I'm the homeschooling mama to 3 kiddos, and here on the channel we talk about everything from homeschooling to homemaking, all the things in between. I guess this will be one of those in-between things. We're going to talk about 75 soft, and hopefully, God willing, we're going to get through it. So for those who aren't familiar, there is a 75 hard challenge that was created by Andy Frisella. And then there is a 75 soft challenge, which he does not, that is not his. I believe that it was first coined and termed, the furthest back that I could find was actually by a TikToker. So I'm not sure, I'm not sure where it came from, but I know that it wasn't Andy Frisella. 75 hard is a mental challenge, meaning that it is was designed for your mental health and to make you mentally stronger. At the same time, because you're doing 2 workouts a day, you see physical differences as well. So I wanted to do the 75 soft versus 75 hard because I felt like it would still be a good mental type challenge for me, just consistently getting things in for 75 days in a row. But even that, I tweaked a little. So let's talk about the differences between the two. 75 hard says that you do 2 45-minute workouts a day, and one of those workouts needs to be outside. 75 soft says 45-minute workout, inside, outside, doesn't matter, with one rest day, one active rest day. 75 hard says you must follow a diet. You pick the diet for you, keto, macros, what have you, clean eating, a combination, I don't know, and no alcohol at all. 75 soft says just eat well and drink only on social occasions. 75 hard says to drink 1 gallon of water a day. 75 soft says 3 liters a day, which is only a few ounces shy of a gallon. So I'm not quite sure where that difference came in, but that's what it is. And then 75 hard says to read 10 pages of a nonfiction book, and audiobooks do not count. 75 soft says read 10 pages of any book, and audiobooks do count. So for me, what I'm going to do is, like I said, kind of a little combination of things, but I'm still going to call it 75 soft-ish. I decided that I want to be in my Bible daily for more than 75 days, but I have noticed that what was happening with me was I was getting, I don't use the word lazy, but really I don't know what other word to use. I was getting kind of lazy. I was doing fewer and fewer things. I had started out really well. I was doing just different stuff. Some days I was doing a devotional, but summer came and my really core in-depth study took a break for summer, and I think I just kind of let that almost be a break entirely. I was still doing some Bible app plans with friends on the Bible app. I was doing one on my own, but I was just kind of, it almost felt like I was not really soaking it in and rushing through. So I wanted to be purposeful about my Bible time for these 75 days, just to kind of get myself back into the rhythm of spending more time in the Word. So the first thing that I'm going to be doing for that is going through this. I bought this Discovering Hope in the Psalms. I've never done a study like this before, but I found this. This is by Pam Farrell and Jean E. Jones, and the author and illustrator is Carla Donacher? I don't know. I'm really sorry. But I did a quick flip through of this on my Instagram when it first came in. So if you don't follow me, I will leave that link down below if you want to. But this is kind of, I liked it because it gave creative outlets as well. So you go through some of the Psalms, and that is something that I have been wanting to work on. Oh, my AC's gonna kick on. We're just going to push through. So I'm sorry for the audio. But you're going through some of the Psalms, and it's asking you questions, but it also has creative different things that you can do. So I'm trying to find an area because I've already started this. This particular week, you're working through Psalm 2, and it actually has the Psalm written in here. You can go through it in your own, and then it asks you a few questions, and then it's got, it has different, here, experiencing Psalm 2 creatively, and then it just asks you to use color and art in a way that encourages God's promises to speak to your heart. See this chapter's creative connection. Display a toy trumpet or an angel blowing a trumpet to remind you that King Jesus is coming. If you're struggling for envy, pray daily for God's blessing on those you envy. Ask God to show you his will for your life and give you strength to submit to it. And then it also has like coloring throughout if that's more your jam. They've got coloring pages, like full-on pages. And then in the back it also has bookmarks that you can like print and copy off if you want. There's 2 pages of bookmarks. That's just one of them. So you can print them off and color them, or just cut them out of here, color them, laminate them, give them away, keep them, whatever. But then it also has a website that for other ideas and things too. So we really like that it combined both the more in-depth studying and a creative outlet as well. So this is what I'm going to start with for Bible, get a little bit more in-depth and to spend some more time in there. There are 8 chapters and each chapter is 5 days long. So I don't think it won't take me the whole 75 days unless I break down each day into, like, it takes me more than 1 day to get through them, and it might. But to start with, this is what I'm going to start with. For my water, I don't have a goal for water. I've already been having an active goal. So I didn't add it to the 75 because I didn't feel like it was something I needed to work on. I've already been working on it for the majority of the year, getting my water up and in, and I average about 90 to 100 ounces a day anyways, and so I didn't add that to my like checklist, but I just know that I'm going to keep up with that. The other thing is the 45 minutes of exercise. So we'll be doing 45 minutes of exercise with 1 active rest day. And what that for me means is that 45 minutes of exercise, this can be, I would like to add in my strength training once more, get back into the groove of that. But I know that every day I won't be able to do 45 minutes of strength training. And we'll get into like some of the obstacles or the harder days and weeks that I see coming up. So for my exercise, I will be doing a combination of walking, maybe a little bit on the stationary bike, as well as strength training. I just needed to all add up to 45 minutes. My 1 active rest day, that day I'm either going to do some kind of like mobility work or make sure that at the very minimum I'm hitting 9,000 steps a day. That's kind of where my goal has been for a little bit. And so I just feel like that's a good number for me. That means that I've been pretty active throughout my day for me. The other thing that is going to be a little bit looser is the eating. So I have been tracking macros roughly on and off for years, actually, on and off for years. But this last year, it's been almost a full year that I've really been tracking and just taking, like, you know, days that I've been sick. There, you know, I clearly wasn't tracking macros then. I've had some pretty tough days and weeks when life just got really lifey. My back has gone out this past year. I got sick to the point where I couldn't eat for a few days. Just lots of different stuff. When you have kiddos get sick, things like that. So the days that I could be on point and tracking, I was. And I'm just going to continue on with that. I'm going to track when I can. I do want to look further into more intuitive eating because I have been tracking for this past year pretty closely, or as closely as life kind of lets me. I am becoming a little bit burnt out by it, and I want to kind of look into intuitive eating and what that would look like for me, and just know that I can always come back to counting macros if it gets a little too, if the intuitive eating is too loose for me. So I'm just going to continue on with that. So I don't really have like a set, I must stick with it for so long, because I've already kind of been working on it. But I do have it written down on the checklist just so that I can be checking in with myself and not let myself get too out of control. I hope that makes sense. Because I've been tracking for so long, I kind of know myself, and I don't want to give myself permission to just go off the rails with it. And then lastly, the reading portion. I do like to read. If you are familiar with my channel, you've seen that we do reading journals here. Sometimes I'll do wrap-ups, challenges, things like that. So I do like to read, but I read a lot of nonfiction because I read for an escape. I kind of just, that is my mental break. So for these 75 days, I would like to read at least 10 pages of a nonfiction book. And the book that I'm going to start with is the book by Valerie Burton, Successful Women Think Differently: 9 Habits to Make You Happy, Healthier, and More Resilient. Now, this book was recommended it was a recommendation, and I want to say that maybe it was Crystal Evanhurst who recommended it on her channel, but I'm not 100% sure, but I'm about 90% sure that that's where I've heard of this book. So I did purchase this book. I purchased it used. The inside was great until I got my hands on it. I am writing in it. I am using it like the workbook it is intended to be used as. I've got a separate notebook that I'm keeping notes in. So far, I am on I'm about to start habit 3, which is page 73. So we're about this far. I've read this. And it's been pretty good. It is a good reminder about how we are speaking to ourselves as women, and the difference between how women think differently, right? And what does a successful woman think, and how is that differently? And just the fixed mindset versus the growth mindset, and these things that we are constantly telling ourselves about. She is a life coach, and also this is faith-based. So there is that also in the book. So be forewarned if that's not something that you're looking for, or if that something if that is something you are looking for, then this would be, I would recommend it. But like I said, I'm finished it. I'm gonna start habit 3. Okay, so how we're tracking it. I have this really simple chart that I created on Canva, and it's taped up, it's washi taped to my bathroom door. So nothing fancy. Let me put you in a little closer here, but let me know if you want me to offer this up as a freebie, and I'd be more than happy to. This is just my washi tape. It's the thickest one I could find, so I put it up. But we've just got 75 circles, and it's got my Bible, 45-minute workout, macros, intuitive eating, just making sure I'm staying on point. It doesn't mean that I never get like a refeed meal or something like that, because I'm just going to keep doing the program that I'm doing. And then 10 pages of nonfiction. And then there was room for one more. I almost wanted to add something in for our budget, but I didn't want to overwhelm myself. I just wanted to get this going for now, but I left that there. And then I left space. I created this little thing for notes and the space. I thought here, if I wanted to do different colors, so if I wanted to mark down the days that I just did like cardio for 45 minutes, I would color it like blue, and the days that I got strength training in, I would do pink. And if I did both, maybe I would do it green, and then I would like color code. But I decided that was just a little too much. I was just gonna mark off the days that I got it done. So as you can see, we are already on day 4, or maybe that wasn't, it's probably not that obvious, because I've got 4 colored here, 4 colored here, because those are the 2 things that I finished up today. I actually can color this in because I did finish my pages before I started filming, and I won't fill this out until tomorrow morning when the whole day is done. But like I said, we are on day 4. I started this on a Friday. Let's go sit down. Okay, my kiddos are back inside, so you're probably gonna hear them also being loud in the background, or just not loud, just being kids. I mean, they're kids, and we homeschool, so there's that. Also, it's summer, so extra energy, I feel like, with the sun. But I digress. This is day 4. We started on a Friday. Why? I don't know. We came back. We had our first ever family vacation, which was amazing. I should have some kind of video out about what we ate and how that did. If it's not out yet, it'll be coming out. And then but I didn't really film while we were on vacation, because I just wanted to be with my family and enjoy the time. So I think we came back, my husband and I, and we were like ready for some structure maybe, but I didn't. We started this on a total whim, and I think it is like, especially it's kind of showing, but I committed, and I hesitated to even film because I didn't want to document it and then fail. What if I didn't complete it, and then I didn't want to share it? And so I thought, though, that, well, if we don't complete it, if life gets lifey, or I just don't, then it's best just to be honest, and we're going to bring you along on the journey, and show you the good, the bad, the ugly. Hopefully it's good. But also, I know this is a mess. It wouldn't be a video of mine if there wasn't a messy background, I feel like. So also something we want to work on. But again, I digress. So Friday we came in, we were going strong. My husband had the day off. And so we worked out. We did our first strength training. Well, my first back to strength training workout. We we worked out together, went down to the gym, got it done. We were gung-ho, everything felt great. And then it was Saturday. And I don't know about y'all, but the weekends kind of just throw everything for a loop. The weekends are so needed, but it just, like, that whole routine for us just goes out the window. And so it was Saturday, and it was a little bit tougher, but we got it done. And then Sunday came, and we were like, oh, it's Sunday. It is like the last day of vacation. It is, you know, back to work and everything. And I could feel my energy as well as my husband's kind of being like, do we really want to do this? But I really didn't want to start over. And I was like, I don't want to do this. Let's start on Monday things. So I pushed forward, and I took Sunday as my active rest day. We ended up having to run some errands, and we did a Costco run, and the air conditioning. Okay, I don't know if this is any quieter, but we're just running around everywhere trying to find a spot because I thought maybe not having air conditioning in the basement would be quieter, but our laundry room is on and making noise, and so I don't know. It's just, woo! And now I'm falling off the bench. It's just life. So where were we? We got to Sunday. I counted it as an active rest day because we had to run errands, and I did end up getting my 90,000. Whoa, no, I did not get 90,000 steps. I got 9,000 steps, and I think I even did a little bit over. But also I did like 10-15 minutes on the stationary bike, and I counted that as my active rest day. So that means Monday through Saturday, I will have to make sure that I'm keeping up with 45 full minutes. I think it's going to be okay so far. Today, it's Monday and day 4, and what I did was I ended up going for a morning walk. I would like to be sure that I'm getting some outdoor time, but it's like it's hit summer and it's hot. It went from like rain where we are, rainy and like just gross, you don't know what the weather was going to be, to just hot. Straight hot. So there was no warm-up period, or maybe those 2 days we missed while we were on vacation. But I went for a morning walk, and then before it got too hot, and I think that's going to be my goal, is to either do a morning walk or an evening walk. I prefer to do morning because I know myself, and I know that if I put it off until the end of the day, I'm less likely to get things done. So most of these things I really want to try to get done in the morning hours. Things though that are coming up that may make it a little bit difficult for me. We have Vacation Bible School week. If you all do Vacation Bible School, you know that can be an intense week. So for those that are not familiar, what it is, VBS is usually, they call it VBS, Vacation Bible Schools. I think some churches may call it like Bible summer camp, that kind of thing. Essentially what it is the church puts on like a summer camp without sleepover activities for your kids throughout the week. And it's pretty intense, especially if you volunteer, and I normally volunteer. This year I will be there as an active participant with my son's group because my youngest is on the spectrum. I know that he needs a little bit of extra hands-on care, and so I will be going and being with him, but I also will be helping out. So it tends to be kind of a lot, and it can wear you out. It's good. It's a good wearing out. Like, you're tired, but you're filled, but you're tired. It's a lot of work. And so we have that coming up, and I don't know how I'm going to get my kiddos dressed and out the door and there and me prepped and have done all my things in the morning. I just don't think that's going to happen. And so I know some of the things are going to have to happen, like probably exercise when we get home. And that one is going to be a hard one. But ironically, I did it last year, or coincidentally, I don't know what the word is I need there, but I did it last year. Last year, I actually started my macros journey. I restarted it the week of VBS. I don't know what I was thinking, but I just happened to look back and I was like, oh yeah, that's when I really started to redo this again. So I know that it can be done. I just I'm not looking forward to it. So I need to reframe my mindset with that. So that is coming up. In addition to that, we also have Father's Day, and then we also have my husband's birthday, and then we also have the 4th of July. And so these are all holidays and celebrations that we like to celebrate. We like to make like a full Father's Day weekend for him out of it, and a full birthday weekend. And so those are things that it can be done, but it may make it a little bit difficult for me. So stay tuned. I hope to kind of bring you along week by week and do a little vlog, just check in here and there and tell you how it's going. And we will see. Hopefully I'll jump back on if this isn't too long already and tell you how the week finished up. If I don't do it here in this one, I'll recap you in the next week. We're at an unflattering angle, and I don't really like to vlog out in public. It's still scary, but I thought I'd bring you with me. It's day 5, and it feels like it should be Friday, but I think that's because I started like we started on a Friday, and I feel like Monday through Friday is usually the day 5. I hope that makes sense. Anyways, we're on day 5, maybe, no, this could be day 6. I don't know. We're on barely started still, and I didn't want to walk this morning. We have a morning appointment and or play date, and so I knew I was going to need to get in my exercise, at least to walk, because a walk takes up a good portion of my 45 minutes. But my littles woke up too early. They went to bed too late, and it just made for chaotic times, and I don't want to, like, everything in me got like, I just want to have coffee. I just want to sit down and be on my phone and kind of veg. And I was like, oh wow, like that's such an emotional response. I know I would feel better if I went and did the walk, but I'm like 20-ish minutes into the walk and I'm still meh. I didn't film anything besides that little blurb of a walk. Someone was like right behind me, and then I got instant embarrassed and we didn't film anymore for yesterday. But today is the beginning of day 7. Yes, just checking my little calendar here. I printed out another little tracker form because I wanted room. I just kind of put the little date there, and so I wanted room for that to have. I just wanted a different tracker, so I printed one out. There we go. So I've already done my morning walk today. I did a little bit shorter one yesterday. I did do my like full 45 minutes of just a walk. Today I just did 30 minutes, and I am hoping to get down to the basement and do a 15-20 minute, actually it's probably going to be longer than that, but I'm hoping to do some strength training today. So my legs are still sore. It's crazy. But I already have my macros planned out for the day, so I just need to stick to that. And then I am going to grab my book while I'm sitting here and do my nonfiction pages. I did Bible study before I went on my walk. And then that will be day 7. And hopefully we can just continue on with this. Okay, it is actually the following day. So we've started a new week today, but it is technically Friday. So I started the challenge on a Friday, and so my new week starts on Friday. The first week went okay. I got it done. I got the little bubbles on my chart filled in. There were days that I was tired and I didn't want to do it. The weekend, like I think I already said, was tough, but we're going to push on and go on to week 2. So I will try to make like maybe a weekly recap, but the key word there is try, because I am a homeschooling mama to 3 and life gets lifey around here. So God willing, we stay healthy throughout these 75 days and we can continue on with it. But thanks so much for hanging out with me and starting this journey. Let me know if you are going to start along with me, or if you've done something like this. I'd love to know, and then that way you can just inspire and encourage one another. Thank you so much for watching.